Are you a musician or do you write your own songs but do you struggle to come up with lyrics or text or anything? Then this is the video for you. Yo, this is Ashwin aka Dr. Slow Sweat. I'm a looper, I'm a musician, I'm a singer-songwriter, and these are some tips to help you write your own lyrics. I helped a few of my friends to come up with lyrics or help to write a song with them. And I thought, if I do it for them, why not make a video about it just to help other people? Because I know some of you are struggling with writing lyrics. I'm not saying I'm a professional, but I do have some kind of experience with it. So we're just here to share our knowledge. Tip 1, and I think this is one of the most crucial tips, is never throw any lyrics away. Always keep your notes. If it's in your notebook or your phone, never throw them away. Even if you think the lyrics are whack and it doesn't make any sense, never throw them away. Maybe in a later time or a later stage you can look back at it, maybe refine it, retune it, or even pick some sentences out those lyrics that you threw away and use them for a new song. Instead of creating your lyrics from scratch, you maybe have some few handhelds from previous songs.
This is for the time you looked inside my eyes. This is for the time you looked inside my eyes. Time is moving way too slow. Whole new world I want to show to you. Whoa, time is moving way too slow. Whole new world I want to show to you.
Tip 2. If you don't have notes or memos on your phone or whatever, try to make it. A lot of songwriters sit down at their desk and need to write at that moment, but a lot of the times you don't have the inspiration right then. You have a writer's block, which only makes you hit a brick wall. Me, myself, I come up with a lot of lyrics on the go when I'm traveling by bus, by train, or I have some free time. When I wake up in the morning, when I go to sleep at night. I have a little notepad in my drawer, but I also have my memos on my phone. Once the inspiration strikes, I immediately write it down. That's tip 2. Write it down. Tip 3 is write from the heart. I know it's said a lot of times, you gotta write something that means something to you from experience, but let's refine that. What I mean to say is write from your emotions or personal experiences. I could write a song about having a lot of money, having a lot of cars, partying, drinking, but I don't have a lot of experience with that, so I'm not going to write about it. Instead, I'm going to look at my personal life, like pick really small details from it and try to zoom in that and refine that. For instance, my track David and Goliath, I had the feeling I was the underdog because I have to face a very tough opponent, and I started writing about that.
But David's turned untouchable in biblical fame, face a 10-foot giant, Goliath the name.
It was very personal to me, it was a very personal experience, and it struck. Because I wrote it from my heart, and people noticed that. Tip 4, play around with the words a little bit. Sometimes the message you want to give to your listeners is very clear to you, but dance around it a little bit. But don't be afraid to be a little vague with the message that you want to give to your audience. Music doesn't necessarily have to make sense. You can be artistic with it. So don't be afraid to be a little vague with it.
Lucifer, go mad at them. Breaking at your door. Holy water cannot keep me out.
It's not a bad thing to have your listeners guessing the meaning of a song or to break down lyrics and don't get it right away. Like poems, try to use metaphors. Just try to make connections, you know? Tip number 5. I'll call it stretch words. Me, I'm not a native English speaker. I am Dutch, so I'll make a Dutch example too. But it's to play with the words. One of my biggest inspiration on Wordplay is Eminem. He uses a lot of different intonations, emphasis. He really stretched words around. For instance, if you have the word morning, it has 2 syllables. Morning. If you go play around with that, it is morning. You make 3 syllables. Morning. Morning. Maybe that word fits into your rhyme scheme or lyric scheme a little bit better. For instance, morning can now rhyme with origin. This morning I had a different origin. The same with Dutch, like morning in Dutch is morgen, but you can also stretch that out. Morgen. Morgen. Maybe you can stretch syllables, shorten syllables, so it fits into a rhyme scheme or a lyric that you want to sing. I lost count already. Tip number 6. It doesn't necessarily have to rhyme exactly. In the music, it's very common to rhyme exactly, but it doesn't necessarily have to happen. You see this especially in rap music. For instance, try to work with a rhyme scheme. If you don't know what that is, it is like a little color scheme with words that could rhyme with each other. For instance, the sentence, I don't know, I'm already on the boat. That doesn't necessarily rhyme, but if you look at the rhyme scheme, it has a lot of O sounds in it. And if you have it in a song or a rap beat, it tends to work. The same goes at the end of a sentence. It doesn't necessarily have to rhyme, but if it comes close, most of the time it's fine. And these were the tips I had. Maybe none of these tips work for you. Music is subjective, so that's alright. Then you gotta try to find your own style, look online, just look around. Try to find what suits you. I just hope that maybe one or two of these tips could be helpful in your writing process. Just don't be afraid to look at the boundaries. Music is not wrong or right. It's different. Everyone has a different style, a different writing style, different techniques. Look around, try around, and look what suits you. Let me know if a few tips of these were helpful in your writing process, and don't be afraid to ask. I'm glad to help. I want to give more to the community, just sharing knowledge and tips and interest and everything so we can grow all together. If you have questions or want to see more of this, leave it down below and I'll get right back to you. My name is Ashwin, aka Dr. Slow Sweat, and have a lot of fun with your writing process. Peace. Let me know if any of these tips were. Let me know if any of the tip. Let me know if any of these tips are helpful. Let me know. Let me know if one of these tips, one or two. Let me know if. Let me know if one or two of these tips are helpful. Nee.